San Diego Padres get another win, and their season has been very good, especially at home. And Michael King is one of the reasons why. Look at what he has done so far this season. 3-1, the ERA just above 2, the WHIP just over 1, and opponent's OPS at 570.
How much time we have for this segment?
Robert.
Well, I can tell you just a little peek behind the curtain here for the viewers at home.
Call HR.
A representative from the Human Resources Department is right over there standing by because Al is about to get handsy with
He is
D-Row.
handsy.
So get after it, guys.
All right, let's go.
How has
He's
Michael
gotta be
King
Michael King.
turned himself into one of the game's best?
He's evolved by a guy that started as a reliever, added some pitches, changed his pitch repertoire. In particular, lost his curveball at 2 different breaking balls. But mostly what I think happens with a guy like this from the trade ends up being the principal in the
Juan Soto
trade.
Yes.
And now has emerged as a guy. And when you see a guy develop and they get better and the numbers correspond with what they think they are, there's a little bit of this going on, beating your chest. All right, let's do this right here. Would you have said or known that this guy has an ERA right up there with the brand names that we always talk about? Yes, no disrespect, but that's top play.
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching him throw for a while. He's been fantastic. So, all
right.
this is high territory.
So this is who
he's a free agent at the end of the year.
I believe. Yes. So that's going to be a big number. All right, so let's go. You got him on your short list?
Yeah, his name's been written down.
Let's see. We got a bunch of USA guys.
Every one of those names have been written down and will be called.
All right, let's go.
Minaga, you won't be called. We're coming.
All right, so I want to go back to here. Michael King coming over, San Diego. Great place to pitch, by the way, especially at night. But that's not why, because here's a guy that has utilized his delivery being deceptive across the body. But here, when he was with the Yankees, there's a bully aspect of a reliever. When you're throwing 96, 97, 98, he actually touched 100 as a reliever with the Yankees. It's a get ahead, throw your fastball. Off of your fastball, you throw your respective off-speed pitches. You watch here when he came onto the scene, the most discernible thing is what the fastball usage, which was a four-seamer we were watching as two-seam movement, but it had some four-seam life to it. You see he didn't have a sweeper, didn't have a slider. Here's the curveball, changeup usage. You can see how the model has flipped, mostly with respect to his
So this makes total sense, right? I know where you're going with this, but now, like, working here for 10 years, working with Eric Nays, if sinker, he's got to have something going the other way. You can't have sinker curveball.
Thank you. Four-seam curve, you got north,
Got
south,
it,
east,
but
west.
he never showed.
All right, let's go. I want to go into a couple at bats. All right, what does all this mean, these numbers? All right, we're going to Michael Toglia at bat right here in San Diego. Oh, no, here, I'm going to show all his pitches. Here's a sinker. 93, 94. When you start watching this velocity-wise, here's a guy that is a sidewinder way across his body, sinking fastball on both sides of the plate, which is really important. Let me stop right there, Lucas. I can't accentuate this enough. We got to a place in baseball where four-seam fastball up, don't throw the ball down. Let's kind of put the sinker off to the kibosh for a while because of launch angle. And we lost the two-seam late fastball. I'll wait for your comment, but I never understood it. We wanted to keep the ball down, to keep it in the park, and then we were told as pitchers it's a bad place. I never agreed with that. Okay, so 2 fastballs, his ability to go east and west. He's making a 17-inch plate look like 23, 24, 25 with late movement. It's so important. Go ahead. So he's got a 2-seamer and a 4-seamer. This 4-seamer is really, he selectively uses that to get hitters away from down, right? Slider down, sweeper down, sinker down. So this fastball, even though it's showing 94, it plays a lot more because of this delivery, and I will show you. Here's his changeup. Watch his delivery.
He's born with, like, crazy action.
D-Row, watch his delivery, and then C velocity 86. So it's 93, 94, 95, and then 86. Exact same delivery. Here's that sweeper. I'm going to call it a sweeper. It gets slurvy.
Oh, man, Michael.
Watch this one here.
Back in this house, you're
look at this.
Grounded throwing that.
All right, we're going to get to where he stands. Okay. All right, this is the Michael Toglia bat. I want to see this. All right, little breaking ball, 79 miles an hour. Sweeper, 2-seamer in, up. Watch the catcher set up. That's by design. He's changing the eye level to get the hitters ultimately a pitch that he wants to get you out on. This changeup is beautiful. It looks just like his fastball, which is what you're trying to do. All right, we just showed the one pitch there to Altuve. Jose Altuve. Stop right there, Lucas.
Yeah.
All right, I want to show this. This is really unusual, folks, because your idea of pitching wherever you throw. Where am I? Wait, if I'm throwing to the camera, I'm going to land and I'm going to throw.
Where am I?
Mars.
You're on Mars.
And throw. Watch here. Stay right there for one more second. If I'm throwing to the catcher, I'm not going to do this and try to throw that way. However, it creates a lot of deception, and it really hides the baseball. This is unbelievable. This is really hard to do. By the way, super late at foot contact. Stay healthy, buddy. Go ahead. Put it back. So I got the compass up there because this is an east-west pitcher with some four-seam to get guys off of that sinker, sweeper, slider down in the zone and changeup. So here's a couple of bats. He went 2-seam inside 93. That sweeper, slider thing. Look at these 3 locations there. You got middle, in, and then away. Tried to go high home. This is really unusual to be able to effectively make quality pitches by throwing so across the body. His arm angle has dropped. If you look there from last year.
See, that's been like kind of a common thing. Guys are dropping their arm angle.
Just on the 2 pitches. Sinker, changeup. If you look at the other ones, identical. You got the slider there 1 degree. All right, what does that mean? It's going to create more of the East and West. Yeah. And when you have late movement, hitters like Mark DeRosa and these major league guys, they have to make a decision. The first 20 feet is, what is the pitch? The next 20 feet is it a ball or strike? And the last 20 feet is, do I swing? So go ahead and let me see the next one. With respect to that dropped angle, last year on the left, back it up at release, please. Just right at release, stop. Keep going, 1 more. Okay, back. Yeah, all right, so look.
Oh, yeah, you can see it.
Come on. All right,
He almost can't stand on the third base side with that crossfire. It'd be almost impossible for him to get back.
However, could you imagine how much more?
Oh my
how much
God.
more difficult for right-handers to stay in there? But he's good on the first base side, and he's throwing a lot of strikes, quality on both sides of the plate. But he's dropped. As a result, that gives you more horizontal 2-seam in on the righty or away on the lefty, and then because he's so low, that sweeper breaking ball gets a lot more horizontal into the left-hander or away from the righty. Go ahead and play it. Yeah, so I just wanted to accentuate that point. It's nasty. Anybody who has a good breaking ball or good sinker, you throw off a firm front side and you stay closed. It's paramount. Guys that open up, you're not going to have as good a breaking ball because you're not throwing off a firm front side. What do we have here? Pitches thrown.
Horizontal movement.
Yeah, just the horizontal movement. If you see the ranking, it's really, really difficult, obviously, with how he's throwing. And mostly, it's not just like getting the laptop, showing TrackMan data. This is legitimate stuff that's making
He's always had the ability to move the ball east-west.
Yes.
His sinker that sinker-sweeper combo is deadly.
And it's making the plate wider. It's, unlike when I played and the guys that you played with, where there wasn't systems in place that pulled the plate on 17 inches. These guys now have to honor east and west more. I love it. It was the reason why we pitched inside and outside, because the manager and coaches in the respective dugout could see up and down. They couldn't see east and west. All right, I wanted to bring up some guys that you may or may not. This guy, I thought about the crossfire immediately. Jake Arrieta. Here's a guy who won a Cy Young. Unbelievable crossfire shoot.
D-Low.
I thought about Derek Lowe.
Faced him a ton.
Cross the body. Really good bowling ball sinker. And you mentioned this
Brandon.
I have nightmares about this son of a gun.
And same thing.
What is that? How do you get the ball to just drop like that?
All right. You got this one here?
I got it.
What is it?
You want to give it to the people?
Yeah, go.
All right. So imagine you're holding a baseball like this, right? Boom, you're here. So if my 2-seam sinker's going this way, Robert, I need something to mirror that coming back this way.
Okay.
Sinker, sweeper, 4-seamer, curveball.
Yeah.
Yep.
He doesn't use his 4-seamer as much, so he kind of tries to tie it into his tight little slider.
That's right. And really, he doesn't even need to mirror this, but that's excellent.
Get it?
Excellent, D-Row. If you're going to have something going on one way, you want the illusion as the ball's coming to home plate. Which one is it? Is it this one? Is it that one? And that's the point of demarcation. Excellent. He's doing great. I mean, I'm
interested to see what the Padres do, how they thread this needle, like trade deadline. This keeps going the way it's going.
Michael King is a free agent, I believe, yes?
Yeah, I almost think you got to sign one of them and trade one of them. Like Cease goes and King stays. I don't know how they're gonna pull this off, because they're going to be in the mix.
All I know is that place is, you mentioned, you call it Electric Factory. That place it's an event when the Padres play.
Yeah.
And so really good stuff. Al, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right, good.
Full lather.
Time for the inside corner. 21 wins for the New York Mets. Most in the game. JP Morosi, an 8-3 win over Arizona on Tuesday. Good morning to you. Let's run it back on our showcase game tonight from Citi Field. There are few teams who have played better at home than the Mets. 13 wins, 13-1. What's behind it? Good morning.
Lauren, good morning. Best start at home in Mets history. And I love this note from Anthony DeComo's story at MLB.com. One of only 11 teams to start this well at home in the history of the game. Citi Field is the place to be in Major League Baseball right now. They are nearly unbeatable. I also love Tyrone Taylor's comments after the game last night, talking about how electrifying the atmosphere is at Citi Field. Attendance, by the way, Lauren, is way up at Citi Field. A bit of the Juan Soto effect, where their attendance has gone way up, even with some chilly temperatures here in New York to begin the season. I think the rhythm of the pitching staff, how often they have kept everything in good tempo, but look at the response of the crowd early on. And I think too, whether it's Jesse Winker, as you see there, a very fast start from Pete Alonso, we'll get into him in a moment. Francisco Lindor, one of the best starts of his career. And now you think about this, Lauren, the really scary part for the rest of the National League. Juan Soto really hasn't even gotten going yet. And this team has been nearly unbeatable at home. So I think certainly some good days already happening for the Mets and some good days to come. And what's going to be our first showcase game of the year featuring the Mets. We can't wait.
Nice. You have a beautiful day for it, a beautiful night at Citi Field in Flushing, Queens. Robert's very confused about what you want to say about Pete Alonso. I did see Steve Cohen talking about his future. What's the word, JP?
So let's start with the present, Lauren, and why Pete Alonso has been so good to begin the year. A lot of different numbers we could get into to explain why Alonso's been so great, but I love this. He has the lowest chase rate of his entire career, according to StatCast data. And I love this note from our research packet this morning. The same number of walks as strikeouts for Pete Alonso so far this season. You don't typically associate necessarily a tremendous amount of plate discipline with his game. You've always understood there's going to be certainly some swing and miss. But when he adds the patience in there, dare I say, his number profile looks a lot like the only player who's got a better slugging percentage than him right now, and that's Aaron Judge of the New York Yankees. It's that hyper-focus, the ability to drive what's in the strike zone and very rarely chase. Is there some impact of Soto's patience? Perhaps, but I just think that Pete Alonso right now is crushing everything. And yes, to Robert's point earlier, does it open up some intriguing possibilities for him to opt out of his contract after this year? Sure, but I do think the way that the offseason played out, Lauren, says to me that Pete Alonso wants to be a Met. And when you consider the way they're playing right now, why would he want to change his mind 1 month into what's been an extraordinary start to the year for the New York?
He will have to deal with Corbin Burnes tonight, looking for his first win in a Diamondbacks uniform. His last outing, I was looking at the numbers, 5 1/3. He looked darn good. He's on his way, JP.
He is, and as you point out with Pete Alonso, very good career numbers against Corbin Burnes. So watch that matchup tonight in our showcase game on MLB Network. But Corbin, I spoke with him yesterday, and he said that he really liked the way that his delivery felt through the first 4 innings of that game. Maybe it got a little bit less consistent the deeper the outing went along. But you could tell that Corbin Burnes, and I had a great conversation with him yesterday, Lauren, he is thrilled to be pitching in his hometown. He lives in Arizona, of course, in the offseason too. And he just said from a family standpoint, the comfort level for him is real as he's gotten things a little bit closer to being where he wants to be from a mechanical standpoint. Really gave a lot of praise to the D-backs pitching coach, Brett Kaplan, and the way that he communicates with the pitchers so nicely on both the analytics and the feel of things too. So Corbin Burnes, I expect to have a great outing tonight at Citi Field, and he'll need it against the team with the best record in all of Major League Baseball.
Mets and Diamondbacks tonight on MLB Network. You look great. Have a great call. Thanks so much for the time. Appreciate it.